Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Untitled Podcast, Episode 1. Woo!
Yay!
We have
Okay.
Ball Scratcher
Hello.
here.
Okay, so we have Ball Scratcher, aka Kane. He will refer to himself as Ball Scratcher the whole
Ball
time.
Scratch.
Yes. I am Brandon, aka, I don't know, diabetic. I don't know. You can call me whatever. Beaties. And then we have Austin, aka Spooky.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Scares you. God damn it. And we have Joseph.
guys?
Hello, guys.
He likes Anomaly.
Alright, Ball Scratcher has a story to tell. So-
Okay, well, go
I don't
ahead, Ball
care.
Scratcher.
I don't care about your
Can you
crap.
scratch
I'm
my
saying-
balls real quick, dude? Scratch my balls.
Yeah, hold up.
Yeah, right there.
Feel better?
Alright, that's good, homie.
Alright.
Go ahead.
Alright. So, I get home today, and here for the past few days, there's been a bunch of gnats flying around my room. Like, there's been like probably 10. And I don't know if I've eaten any in my sleep or anything, because I've been feeling them on my face, but knowing me, I probably have. But anyway, so my nose has been kind of stuffed up today, and I was sitting there like just watching YouTube, and I go like that, and as I do that, this gnat flies in front of me, and I suck it up my nose.
Oh,
It didn't come out. It never
No.
came out. It just stayed up there somewhere. And
wait,
then literally
you
like 5
haven't
minutes.
found it?
No, dude, it never. I literally started picking my nose, trying to get it out, and it never came out.
You just shoved it
And
deeper,
so-
bro.
And so, about 5 minutes later, I'm sitting there eating cereal, and I pick up the spoon, I get a big thing of cereal, and as I'm about to take the bite, like I have my mouth open, it's ready to go in the hanger. This gnat flies on top of the cereal, and my reaction time is so slow. I eat the gnat, and so I ate it. And I was like, okay, I don't care at this point. Like I already snorted one, so I'm just gonna go ahead and eat this one. So I ate it.
A different kind of protein.
Wait, so, like, you just accepted it?
Yes, like after I got it in my mouth, I was like, okay, I'm not just gonna spit this out. Like it's already in there. I'm not gonna get milk everywhere in cereal. I'm just gonna eat this
Whoa.
thing.
Okay, so you're
Oh.
Ball Scratcher, aka Gnat Eater.
Natty.
Yes.
Hey, explain ants on my feet.
Oh god.
So whenever I first reorganized my room, like here recently, I reorganized my room a lot, and the first day I was in here, I ate like a cake or something. I don't know. I was eating something like that, and I dropped it in my floor, and I had a ton of freaking ants. Like I had to get these like ant traps that have this like liquid in them that you kind of just pour out in your floor, and then you kind of set the thing in front of it, and it's like full of sugar, but it's also got this like ant poison in it, and they get in it, and then they go back to their nest, and it kills them all. So I had that out, but it attracts a ton of ants to it. Ants, and so it's really close to my desk, and we would all be playing CS:GO, and all of a sudden I would be like, all right, yo, I got ants all over my feet, and there would just be ants crawling all over my feet. Like there would be like every like minute there would be an ant on my foot, and I would just kill
You'd
it. and
legit,
then-
like, you'd see an enemy, and you'd start to call him out, then I'd hear, oh, there's ants on my feet!
Oh god.
Like, we'd be in the middle of, like, a very intense moment. I hear the guys, there's ants on
Yeah,
my
it was
feet.
in competitive too. It was just sitting there playing competitive, and you'd be like, all right, rush B, and I'm like, I got ants on my feet.
And that one time I was trying to clutch and you just screamed, oh god, there's ants on my feet! Like, I was
You
trying
got
to get everybody
headshot
to
immediately afterwards. Oh my god. I love, my favorite part about that is, like, it wasn't just Discord you'd say it in. You'd say it in, like, in the voice chat, and we'd always have, like, one random. And the random would be like, man, I can't help you. That was, like, my favorite part of that whole thing, was hearing the random go, uh-huh.
Yo,
So,
so
you want to be like, you want to tell what we freaking do for a living?
yeah,
Hmm?
I eat.
Oh yeah, this was supposed to be like an
I
introduction for
play-
everyone.
Live, laugh, and I love.
And Fortnite.
Yeah, Fortnite.
Fortnite.
All right, Brandon, you go first since you're kind of the host here.
Cool. I have diabetes, and
Nice.
I just turned 16, so I drive truck. Boom, boom, boom. Right, alright.
Big old Dodge.
I just got a job at a Dairy Queen. It's pretty cool. Except I haven't even started yet, so I don't know if it's cool or not. But I get to
I
pick
was-
on one of our friends.
I was literally about to ask you. Wait, you have a job at Dairy Queen? Like,
Yeah,
I haven't
he has
started
a
yet. I
job
start
with
Monday.
Pop Pan. We gotta get Pop Pan in here sometime.
Yeah,
Dude, we need to get Dalton in here. I get to work with him. I'm
Pop
excited
Pan
for
is
that.
a friend from school who has a lower. What would you call it?
IQ.
No,
Definitely.
no. What is it? Late
Stature.
bloomer? Late bloomer?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's kind of a late bloomer. Very squeaky
Like me.
voice. Very squeaky voice. Shorter, fat, and retarded.
His balls just dropped.
Yeah. that
Every
just
time I
is-
see him, I look at him. The first thing I say is, Dalton, I don't care your balls dropped. Then he just looks at me. He just looks disappointed. He goes, yeah, I know. I feel bad for him.
All right, Austin, you go. Oh wait, no. Did Brandon get finished? I wasn't even paying attention.
Yeah, I'm done.
Okay, you want me to
Go.
go? Okay. So, I'm 17. I have worked at an Arby's for about a year almost today. And yeah, that's pretty lit. I mean, that's pretty much all. I drive a Ford. That's it. Shit. I'll
I
tell you
drive a
what.
Ford.
Quit dropping your freaking coin, dude.
I'm sorry.
I drive a Ford.
I mean, cause you were like, yeah, I got a truck, and I go Dodge, so I had to mention that I have a Ford, and it is so not superior. Someday I'm getting a
I drive
Compass.
a Ford.
My dad's got a Dodge someday, and his Dodge is going to me.
God damn.
Okay.
It might be
Okay.
a freaking 60 more years, but I'm waiting.
Okay then.
Okay, bro.
I'm ball scratcher. I scratch balls.
For a living.
Yeah.
He's
much
actually a
does it pay?
rapper.
How much?
Actually, I don't get paid. I pay them. I mean, it's going at an exponential rate though. Like, I'd say by the time I'm 40,
$15 to let me tickle your balls.
I'd say by the time I'm 42, yeah, I'd say that. I'll start making money from it.
Aren't you a rapper too?
Yeah.
It goes by Ball Scratcher. I actually wrote his first verse for him.
I gotta play some Minecraft music for these guys. Please,
Don't.
let me do this. Please. Here, I won't even hook it up to the amp. I'm just gonna.
Can we take a
drum
vote on
guitar.
this?
Come on, man.
We're taking
Ball
a vote on
scratcher
this.
votes.
No. Tiebreaker, Joseph.
All right. Anyway, yeah.
No.
I'm a freaking. I'm a. What am I?
A faggot.
No, not that one.
Joseph's gay, so it's okay.
That's not the right word. What's the word I'm looking
Queer. Gay. Like. I've tried. Okay. Fat. Retarded.
for? Yeah, that one. Both of those.
Yo,
Diversity.
guys. I found a perfect description for
Stop dropping your.
ball scratch.
Ugh.
Hold up. Here we go.
How about you? Hang on. How about this? How about you guys literally describe me the best you can? Because honestly, I'm not good at describing myself. but
Ball
describe
scratcher.
others. No, but like for real though.
You have blonde hair.
God
You are.
I don't mean my face and stuff. I mean, if
I
you
mean-
have the freaking Discord call going, you can kind of see me there.
Oh, I ain't recording that.
No, I ain't gonna record the audio,
Oh.
I got-
the
I
video
got
for it.
freaking,
I'm gonna
like,
just
surf
throw
or
some
something
video
going on
over
right
it.
now. I don't know. I'm gonna leave that to editing me.
Okay. Okay, then describe me. Not me, but me.
I'm confused here. Hold up. Give me a second.
You're
I gotta gather
confusing.
my thoughts.
Hold on, let me search this on Google real quick.
You're very abrasive, which is
What does that
kind of cool.
Abrasive. He's fucking
Abrasive
Dawn
is the
Dish,
best
so-
word I can think.
What is abrasive?
Not Dawn dish soap. He's Dawn dish soap.
He's fucking laundry detergent.
Why am I dry erase?
You're a tobacco tin.
Fucking. You're an unframed picture.
I'm gonna.
This is what you are.
What The
You
frick?
are
Someone's taking a shower and they just
very
dropped the soap.
abrasive, which means you're like very upfront and like, you know, in your face, you know? You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying, homie? And like,
I don't think we need to describe him. I'm pretty sure that his first impressions are pretty much all he is. Let's be honest. He's got. He puts it all.
nothing
out there.
deeper, only first impressions.
No,
Yeah.
no. What I'm saying is like, he literally throws everything out on the table as soon as you meet him. So they're
True. 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 He's on. See, you just described him.
Hey, can I bop my microphone?
Yeah.
I would prefer that. Yeah.
I actually just did, and that kind of hurt my teeth.
You shouldn't.
Don't
have.
chip a tooth on your freaking blue snowball.
Chip a tooth and you get Bluetooth.
Blue
I get
Yeti
it.
gang. Me and Joseph. We got
Shut
this.
up, okay? I
I'm
don't have a
mute.
Blue Yeti,
Mute.
but my mic still sounds good, so suck my
No,
little
you're
wheelie.
not. You have a blue snowball. It's not the same.
Hello, guys.
And Blue Yetis are notoriously known for doing stuff like this.
Who even just said that? Was that Joseph?
I don't
That was
know.
me.
Yo, anybody got any stories?
Yeah, I got a story. So one
Alright.
time, I was like, there was this woman, and she was kind of like acting whacked. Wait a minute.
Whacked.
Okay. Okay, let me restart. So I'm in a city. I'm not gonna say which one. And I'm just walking down the street, and I'm with my grandma, and my grandpa, and my little cousin.
And your
And
mom.
it's just and your mom. Yeah. My mom was there. There's a lot of my family, my extended family. But we're just walking down the street, going to like this museum or something. It felt more like a daycare, but whatever.
Ooh,
It was
Oh my
fun.
God.
I'm not gonna lie, it was fun.
I got
But-
a really good topic.
Okay, but I'm in the middle store.
I don't care about your story.
Let him tell the story.
Let me
Okay.
tell the story. I will vote you off the island.
I just want to say real quick, I really want some cheesecake.
I'll get you some cheesecake.
I forgot where I'm at. Okay. Anyways,
You're in a
I'm walking
store or
down.
something.
I'm walking down like the street, and this
Yeah.
old woman has been trailing us this whole time. And at first I was like, okay, well, she really hasn't turned off yet. That's kind of whack, because there's only one thing down here to walk to, which is the museum. Maybe she's going there. We get to the museum, and like, I turn around. She was there 5 minutes ago. I turn around, she's disappeared. I turn back around, and there she is in my face. She says, "Young man, you dropped this." And it's like, it's part of my lanyard. It's the part that like your keys come off of, like the long part. And
Oh, you got
somehow
the
that's
clip
come,
on?
yeah, the clip. And it's just the actual lanyard part. It's not the keys I had attached. She goes, "Young man, you dropped this back there." It's just really creepy, and she had coffee breath, and I went, "Oh, thanks." She said, "You're welcome. You're going to the museum?" I said, yeah, that's where I'm going." She goes, "Oh, is that your little cousin there?" I said, yeah. How did you know?" She goes, "Eh." It just breathes really hard. I was like,
Yo, dude, hold
you good?" And she goes, it just breathes more like in my ear. It was like, okay, have a
what was-
good day.
What was that topic, Ross? What was that
Oh,
good topic?
hold up. I got
No,
a
what's
story
the-
that he just reminded me of. There's this really old guy. Okay, my older sister works at Arby's, like literally right down the street from the Arby's I work at. And so, this guy named Raymond comes into her store, and he's basically her sugar daddy. He gives her like a 20 every time that he goes in there, and I swear to God, he's hitting.
Your
on her.
sister's a slut.
He's like 60 or like 70, right? He's old as hell. He comes into Arby's one day. He was like, "Oh my God, Sonny, are you the brother of that young girl that works at Hardee's?" I was like, "Yeah, I think." He was like, "Oh my God, she's so sweet. I hope you're just as good a worker as she is." I was like, "Yeah, well, I try to be." He was like, "Here, take this." And he hands me a freaking $10 bill, right? I was like,
What the fuck?
What? I was like, "Whoa, I haven't even taken your order yet, brother. Do you want something to eat?" He was like, "Yeah, get me a slider or something." And he tries to, he's like, I like your truck out there. It's nice and classy looking. I was like, yeah, it's a piece of shit.
Called your truck classy? Wow.
Wait, how does he know it's your truck?
Yeah, that. Okay, I'm gonna get into that. He starts asking me about like how the lake is where I live and stuff, and I was like, okay, this is getting creepy. And I was like, yeah, I mean, the place I freaking, the lake is pretty up right now, and everything's flooding. It's pretty lit, you know. And he was like, alrighty, buddy, I'm gonna let you off here. Just remember, everybody loves Raymond. And I was like, I just cringed so hard because I was in freaking drive-through, right?
What?
And you know, he's talking to me. I'm having an order just screaming through my ear. I'm like, okay, I gotta get back. And I freaking just use that as my scapegoat to get the fuck out of that situation.
God, that's fucking
Okay,
weird.
I'm not gonna lie. That's actually pretty creepy.
It is.
Everybody loves
He comes in
Raymond.
there like 3 times a week.
Everybody loves Raymond.
I'm gonna see you tomorrow. I'm
I
gonna
like
go,
ramen
everybody
noodles. Not that
loves
creepy,
Raymond.
asshole guy.
No, it's ramen noodles. Have you not heard of the show Everybody Loves Raymond?
Yes, obviously. I looked it up after that, but no. Before that, I had no idea what he was talking about.
Oh my god, that's... Remember,
Freaking whack.
everybody loves Raymond.
And just the other week, or just the other day, this lady comes in, and you could tell that she was very close, or maybe she was just a straight up street whore, right? She comes in there, and she's like, "Hey, baby, how you doing?" I was just like,
So,
"Thunder."
7th grade science teacher?
No, more like 34-year-old mom kind of person.
You know what I meant
She
by
was
that though, right?
Just all freaking slutty and stuff. She goes, "Why don't you get me something to eat, bud?" And I was like, okay, what would you like to eat?" And she's like, "Get me a classic roast beef meal." And I
Dick.
was like, "Alrighty, that'll be $6.37." And she goes, "Are you gonna make me pay for it?" And I was like, "Yeah. I mean, what the fuck? I don't run this for
Are
free."
you good? Are
She
you
was like,
good?
"Dude, this is the worst part about it." She literally goes, "I thought you would have been more gentlemanlike and paid for my food." And I was like, I work.
It's called a
I'm not
job.
your date.
I
I'm not
work
your
at
date,
Arby's. What do you
okay?
expect?
I don't work a minimum wage job to pay for your damn food, lady. That's an hour of me
God.
working. Thank you. Well,
That's-
she, and I had my hat and my apron sitting on the counter, right? She said, "Alrighty, give me a second. I'm gonna go get my boyfriend in here." And so I go to the back and drop some fries. She's in here with her freaking boyfriend that looks like he's been on crack for at least half of his life. And he comes and she is wearing my hat and my apron, and she's like, "Look, I look like I work here."
And you roundhouse kicked her out the window.
No, I was like, "Ma'am, can you please take off my uniform?" And she was like, "Yeah, all right." And she sat on the counter. I'm not kidding. I took that thing home and I freaking bleached it. Dude, because she freaking stank, bro. I'm not kidding. It's so bad.
Stank.
I know I shouldn't be like, talking bad about her.
Remember, everybody loves Raymond.
Oh yeah, and we used to have this chicken salad sandwich, right? And the day it got taken off the menu, I swear I got cussed out in the drive-thru at least 20 times.
Really?
And this one woman was so fed up that we didn't have a pecan chicken salad sandwich. She
Hello?
a lot about the items that are taken off our window. This is what she said, right? So I was like, "Hello, welcome to Arby's. Order whenever you're ready." And she goes, "Alrighty, give me just a minute." After she ordered, she ordered the pecan chicken salad sandwich. She ordered like 3 of them, and I was like, "I'm sorry, man, we don't have that anymore." And she was like, she just looked at it. She looked at the screen or something because she just stopped. She didn't talk or anything. And then she goes, "You're kidding me, right?" I was like, "Yes, ma'am. We don't have it anymore. It's usually at the end of July whenever we get rid of it." And she goes, "Bullshit." And I'm like, and I'm sitting there wide-eyed and just like, is there anything else I could get for you? She was like, "You've gotta be fucking kidding me?
God.
And I was like,
Dude,
I was like,
she really wanted that salad.
She wanted some chicken salad, baby.
baby. It's a chicken salad
sandwich.
sandwich. And she goes, there's no way. It hadn't only been here for a week. And I was like, ma'am, I'm sorry. We had it here from March to July. And she goes, I was like, and then I just look at my manager came up to the front because he always wears a headset. And he goes, I'll take it from here. He goes, ma'am, I'm sorry, we don't have the pecan chicken salad sandwich, but if you would like to order anything else, I could get you a discount. And she goes, fuck that shit. I wanted a pecan chicken salad sandwich. And he goes, ma'am, I'm sorry, we don't have that. I had, like, she was screaming at him because we didn't have the pecan chicken salad sandwich. He, and I'm not kidding, he pulled the biggest brain move on her. He goes, ma'am, I'm sorry, but we've got about 6 more cars behind you and we need to move the line ahead. If you're not going to order anything, then get out of my drive-thru. And she shut up so fast. And she goes, I'm pretty sure that's what made the supervisor come down, and she called corporate on him for saying that. And she ended up ordering like a chocolate milk, like just to so she could talk to him, right? And she spent another 5 minutes at the window, like talking to him, and he was trying to like de-escalate the situation, but she was not having a bit of it. She was talking about how rude he was, and then he was like, I'm sorry, I can't have this like happening, okay? You gotta either order something or get out of here. We run a business here, not a...
I need chalky milk.
Yeah, she had to get some of that chalky milk after she was denied her pecan chicken salad sandwich.
Pecan chicken.
Yo, this reminds me. So one day it was like a Wednesday night or something, and it was probably like 9 o'clock, or yeah, I'd say 9 o'clock. And I'm just sitting there like playing CS, and I'm sitting there listening to music and playing by myself. And all of a sudden, Austin like texts me on Snapchat, and he's like, "Hey, join the Discord call." And I'm like, "Okay." And so,
Oh yeah.
I joined the Discord call, and he is pissed. Like, I mean, he is pissed to the max.
What happened?
And so I don't really, to be honest, I don't even remember what really happened. So you're probably gonna have to explain that. But it had to do with like his manager, and like the coworkers like not doing something or something like that. And Austin had to stay like another hour.
Yeah. Okay, this is one of the nights during the summer that I really didn't want to be working because we had, I'm not gonna say their name, but we had 2 women and a guy working with me. And these 2 women, there's this one woman who I swear has smoked so much pot that she can't brush her own fucking teeth. But she's working as a manager. And she, like, for every single hour that she works, she spends 30 minutes of it smoking outside and playing a game on her phone.
Pot or cigarettes?
Flying gorilla?
Probably both on some occasions. But, like... So she does that. That's what pisses me off because she's never in the store and I'm always needing help. Because the other lady just doesn't know what she's doing either. She's also gonna be a manager, but she's being trained. But she's like, oh yeah, I used to manage McDonald's, Taco Bell, KFC, and that was on her resume and stuff like that. But I swear she has no experience in fast food at all. Everything she does is wrong, and it just pisses me off to freaking max. The only thing she's good at is cleaning the lobby. And yes, that is sexist, but I'm telling you, all that she was good for was cleaning.
All you're good for, woman, is
then
cleaning.
we had this guy, and I'm gonna say his name. His name was Josh, and he pissed me off more than anything. He was so OCD that every sandwich he made took him about 4 or 5 minutes because he just had to have everything perfect. And he would take so long to get his backline cleaned, and just everything took so long because he had to do it to perfection. I mean, there is some things that you got to respect about that, but the thing I don't like is how disrespectful he is, like, to his managers and his coworkers. Like, if he wants something done that he can't get done, he will freaking bully you into doing it, and it pisses me off because I would never put up with it. I wouldn't do his shit for him. Puts me out and say, "Oh man, what the fuck? You're supposed to be my coworker," and shit like that. And I was like, dude, I don't get paid to do 2 jobs. I do my job and that's all. Sorry, bro. I'll do my job and get out early, but basically that night I was there till like 1 o'clock, and it killed me because
And you only worked till 11, right?
Yeah, I was only supposed to work till 11. I ended up staying until like 12:47, I'm pretty sure. And the whole time I was so mad because I had to. My manager sitting outside smoking the entire time I was doing her stuff for her, so that she could get out and not have to be there till 3. And then I had to do some of Josh's stuff, and I had to do some of that other girl's stuff, and it was just, oh my god.
So finish the story, Kane.
Yeah, I ended up calling Kane on Discord when I went on my break. I just freaking vented so hard.
Yeah, he explains like the whole story while he's on his break, and he's like, "Yeah, dude, I'm in my truck right now. I'm fuming. Like I'm so pissed off right now." He's like really mad, and he explains the whole story to him. I was just sitting there being quiet because like when someone's mad, I just go quiet and just like let them get all their rage out. And he's sitting there really pissed. He's like, "Oh my god, dude, my manager is freaking. She's outside smoking. All my coworkers are just being freaking douches," and he's like really pissed. And we talked for like 30 minutes, and he's like, "All right, I gotta get back to work," and I'm like, "All right." And then the next day, me and him just kind of talked about it at school.
No, this was still during the summer, bro.
Was it?
It was
I
over
swear-
Discord again. I got it on my computer.
Oh, I swear, we talked about it at school one time. I swear we did.
It might have came up in a conversation, but
So my dad beats me.
Nice.
oh, yeah, you guys wanna-
Nice.
I'm gonna tell him about what I do to bully my sister, right? So I'm gonna.
Oh, poor. Oh, I feel bad for her.
My sister just came into freshman year, and she's just really awkward and quiet. And every time me or Kane see her in the freaking hallway, we just scream to the top of our lungs. We'll be like, "Emma!" And she just looks around her. Everybody's looking at me and then her, and she's just like, "Why? Why do you do this?"
She looks so she looks so lost whenever you do that. She looks like she doesn't know where she's going.
What got it started is the first day of school, we're all just sitting at the tables, and I look over and I see Emma, and I just go, "Emma!" like really loud, and she could not hear me, and so I keep just yelling at the top of my lungs in the cafeteria. I'm like, "Emma! Emma!" Like I'm sitting there yelling at her, and she can't hear me for some reason. Like I swear she's like got something wrong with her ears. And so I'm sitting there yelling at her, and she doesn't answer me. So I just walk up to her, I grab her by the shoulders, and just stare her dead in the face, and I just yell, "Emma!" Why are you playing Minecraft music?
I just hear it creeping in. I can just hear it creeping in.
I had to do it, okay? I needed some peace after that work story, okay?
So that work story got me. It reminded me of a story from a few years back. So I had just got my new phone at the time, and so me and my dad, we always have separate. We use like those phone cards. We use those phone cards.
Can you hear that still?
Yes, it's louder.
Just stop.
Stop. Emma.
We use those phone cards where like every month you have to like scratch off. You go buy the card for like $30.
Yeah.
Scratch it off and you do that. Yeah. So we always do like separate those. We just get 2 cards. And one day, whenever I first got my phone, my dad's like, "Hey, let's just try one of those phone cards where you can get 2 service plans in like one." And I'm like, "All right." So we get home, we set it up, and one day I come home and my dad's really mad because his phone won't get pictures. He couldn't receive pictures, and he was blaming the thing for it. And so my dad goes out and he buys 2 of those cards. Like not those cards, but he buys 2 separate cards. And me and him, like, at the time we didn't have service at our house, so we drive to like this little general store near us that has service. And we call the freaking card company and the phone company, and we're like, "Hey, we don't want to do this anymore. Like, it's messing up our crap." And basically, we're on the phone with this woman for like 30 minutes, and she's like, I literally go, "Okay, we bought one of those cards that has 2 plans, and we used them on our two phones, and they're glitching out and they're not working. We're not getting like anything from it. And she's like, okay, so you want to buy another card? And I'm like, no, we have cards. And she's like, so you're good? And I'm like, no, we want to. What I was wanting to do was get off of that service plan and get on two separate ones again. And we sat there for like 30 minutes. And all of a sudden, my dad just gets really mad, and he just takes the phone from me and just cusses her out. Like, literally says every word. And then after that, she goes, oh, so you want to change your card to this? And we're like, yes, that's what we've been saying for like 30 minutes. And
So the appropriate response to being cursed out, oh, so this is what you want.
yeah, she could not comprehend
little
what
bit
we
of-
wanted to do.
Persuasion, bub.
Persuasion.
I don't think that's a persuasion.
My dad
Genius.
says persuasion all the time. Usually it's just rape. God.
What was that topic thing that you was talking about?
Yeah,
Oh,
you
yeah,
had
okay.
some.
So the first one I've got, it's over how you should raise your children. How do you think you should raise your children?
Oof.
Ethan.
Personally, I feel like you should instill the correct beliefs in them, like, not necessarily religion. I feel like that's kind of the child's choice. But,
Dude,
like,
that's really loud.
Is
Yeah,
it
really.
really? There's no
Yes.
way it's that loud.
It's
Yes.
louder than Brandon. I can't even.
Yeah.
You're kidding me.
it's loud.
Okay, I'm sorry. I didn't know it was that loud.
So
Actually-
basically,
Oh my god.
God, stop dropping
Is
stuff.
this loud? How about this?
It's very quiet.
The
now.
only reason I'm dropping my coin is because I recently found it again, and
Yeah, you
I
used to drop
noticed.
it, like, all the time.
It'd be the
It was
middle
like
of
a
a
daily
comp
thing.
game, and all we'd hear is ding, 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 and we're like, damn it.
it's basically this little Star Wars coin. It's like plastic sort of. I don't know what it is. I got it whenever I was like 3.
Dude, this lightning striking
Okay,
at someone else's
awesome.
bed.
What'd you
Yeah,
say
it's
it was?
so loud.
How do you raise your kids or whatever?
I was in the middle.
How do you think that you should raise your kids?
Yeah,
should you
let
let
Brandon
them
go
be
first.
wild, run wild, or you know?
Dude, it depends. It's a mixture almost of
Closest to the bone this
certain
whole time.
certain things like religion, and like I feel like if you want to persuade your child to do a certain religion at an early age, god damn you, it's
Sorry.
okay. But like if they show over and over again that they don't really believe in that or something, I think you should stop there. But besides that, like, you want to try to teach them how to be a good person, and sometimes that takes punishment, right? But I don't feel like you should really like imprison them if they don't do exactly what
Yeah,
you say,
don't shelter
because
them too much, because then once they're out,
You need to let
Oh,
them
man,
mess up
dude,
on their own.
Should I talk about my freaking aunt, the way she raises her children?
after
Oh,
after this, definitely.
Okay.
Definitely.
Like, let us all tell our like opinion.
Hold up.
But-
I got another question for Brandon. What
What?
if you caught your kid like doing? What would you do about it?
Doing what?
What?
You could have.
Doing like drugs or something.
That's something I'm not very okay with. Like, it depends. Certain things that are
Okay, okay,
considered
let's-
drugs.
Statement. He's
Let's
not
go.
okay with it.
Let's go from severity, right? Like. you
Like,
caught
if
them
it's just
vaping.
weed or something, and he's not really hurting him, like, if it's not hurting their education or themselves, I don't care. But
See,
like, if it gets to
I
the
would-
point where it's bad, like it
dude,
hurts
I would be
them.
hypocritical as hell because I'm at that teenage. I mean, yeah, I feel like it's cool. I'm okay with it. But for my children, I wouldn't want to raise them to make them think I'm okay with it. So I would definitely
I'm not
take
okay
some
with it.
privileges away from them, and I would make sure that they wouldn't do it again until they're 18. Because once they're 18, they're not my responsibility. And they can do
your
whatever
own
they want.
responsibility.
Honestly, like at that point, I kind of
to
agree
be
with you there. That's them.
Good as green. But once they turn 18, they're a free cannon. I don't care what they do.
They're completely.
'Cause it's their
They're the
own
one that has to
responsibility.
pay their own
they're held
bills. Dude.
accountable for their own
If
actions.
they get caught for underage consumption or the whatever it's called, having an illegal substance, then that's on them. I don't get to go to jail for it, you know. And I'm not saying that the only reason I would do that is because don't want to go to jail because of my children. It's like I don't want. I want to raise them to be not exactly scared of it, but to educate them on what that does to your body and stuff like that. So,
Then I want
if
my
you're
children
gonna do
to be
that,
independent.
yeah, I want them to be independent too. And that, oh man, and my freaking aunt, she raised her 3 freaking daughters to be completely dependent. And I mean, these kids are probably gonna be dependent on them until they're in their 30s.
Yeah, you should explain the story of whenever your cousins like came to your house and they're like, I think you said there was 13 or something, and they like wanted to play like some game. I don't remember what it was. They wanted to play some like freaking 4-year-old game, and they like don't watch TV and stuff, and they're not allowed to like eat candy.
Oh yeah.
Hey, oh my god,
What
dude.
was, so they told their mom and dad that we were letting them watch SpongeBob and
How old are they?
Scooby
How old
Doo.
are they?
Their oldest one is 12, and their youngest one, at the time they didn't have the youngest one, so there was only 2 at this time. The youngest one at that time was like 4, and so we were letting them watch SpongeBob and Scooby Doo, and we were playing this game called Sorry and Apples to Apples. They go home and
Really?
they tell their mom what they did that day, and we invited them over the next day, and their mom said, she told them they could go, but they are not allowed to watch SpongeBob, Scooby Doo, or play Apples to Apples. They're allowed to play Sorry, but they never gets heated or anything, that they weren't allowed to play it again. And
That is a
like she's raised them to like that is a girly thing, but I mean I'm talking this girl's 12 years old, and she can literally recite every single musical in the Barbie franchise, and man, that's all that they're allowed to watch is like Disney movies and Barbie movies. They're not allowed to watch
okay.
SpongeBob because their parents think that it's gonna corrupt their mind.
Okay,
But you gotta
That's how
remember,
SpongeBob
I just
works.
recently found out that my aunt's family, like my uncle and my aunt, are both extremely liberal, and my aunt is like a super feminist, and I didn't know about it until now because
Oh my
I
god,
freaking-
no.
I tried to. She was carrying a watermelon into this reunion. I was like, "Here, I'll get that for you." She was like, "I can do it myself. I'm strong." And I was like, "Okay." I mean, shoot, I was trying to be nice, but whatever.
Whatever.
Yeah, okay, this after you said that kind of reminded me. Actually, I've never even mentioned this to like any of you guys because I just kind of never paid attention to childhood raising because I don't care about having kids and stuff. But anyway, so I'm
Oh, I'm
damn
sorry, I forgot to turn that
Uh,
amp off.
so my brother, he has 3 boys, and he actually just had a girl like a few days ago, and he's like Spanish, and I mean he's not Spanish, but his wife is, and he speaks Spanish and stuff. He's basically Spanish. But anyway, so
He's
he has his
country.
kids, and he shelters them. He is literally not gonna let them have a phone until I think he said they're like 16. He's not-
What?
he literally is not going to let them have a PlayStation or any gaming system that
Oh,
there is.
yeah. That's the same
Really?
with my
Oh
aunt.
yeah, he and any TV show. Keep in mind these kids are like, probably like I don't know. I think the oldest one's 7. I don't know though. I think the oldest one's like 7. He's like 6 or 7, and then the youngest one is like, I don't know. But anyway, he literally okay. We was all at the house, and like I think it was my birthday actually. We was all just kind of talking. Like my brother came down to see me, and we was all talking, and he brought his kids and stuff. And his oldest kid, we gave the oldest kid the fire stick and let him. We put it on like the kids only thing, you know. And we start letting him like watch whatever he wants and stuff, and he goes to like SpongeBob and all this stuff. And he gets to this Shrek like Halloween special, you know, those like really bad Halloween like specials.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about.
And my brother literally will not let them do anything about Halloween. He does not let them participate in Halloween. He won't let them watch anything about Halloween.
Wow.
Because he says it scares them, even though that's literally a human emotion. You're gonna have to face it eventually.
Oh yeah, that's the same thing. Like any sort of movie. Oh, gosh. Freaking, my aunt won't let them watch the Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, the new one with Johnny Depp, because she says that it scares them too much. And I was like, dude, if that's what scares them, I can't wait till they get hit, like, straight up right hooked by the freaking long dong of the real world. It's gonna be suck.
They're gonna go out into the real world and they're gonna be like,
sheltered kids are just like literally.
They're gonna be
you know,
broken in
failing alive.
society.
Yeah.
They're going to be broken.
Yeah, and I'm not even gonna lie, dude. Whenever I was like freaking 7, I watched Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, and I literally got scared whenever that kid got sucked up the chocolate tube.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about, dude? That literally scared me.
The
I was
chocolate
actually
tube.
scared.
Yeah, but you gotta realize.
who got chocolate
It's
too?
not that bad. It's not that bad.
Because it scared me. And ever since,
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
not even joking.
And-
Ever since then, my biggest fear of freaking death is getting suffocated. Because he was like in that tube and he like couldn't breathe and crap.
Yeah, it's like a vacuum. Could you imagine having the air pulled out of your freaking blood?
Hell yeah.
Oh, and also, back to the Disney movie thing. My aunt said that they can watch any Disney movie except for The Princess and the Frog. You know that one with the black people in it and stuff like that? Because there's this one scene that is like really scary to them.
They
I was
can't
like-
watch The Princess and the Frog. That movie was so stupid. Why can't they watch that?
Because
And
Hey
remember
kids,
like
they'll watch it.
the freaking like I've not watched this since I was like freaking 7. But
same.
you remember the guy who was like the freaking
The bad guy.
yeah, and he had like
Billie
a mom
Eilish.
face on and stuff.
He had a
Either
what
way,
face?
he had like a mom face. That's what I remember. He looked like he had like.
I'm
fake-
not. That's another thing. Moms have literally always creeped me out. Not scared me. It's just that whenever one's around me, I freaking hate it. Like it makes
Are
me
you scared
so
of clowns?
uncomfortable.
Are you scared?
No,
of
I'm
Clowns
not,
are
No, I'm not
terrifying.
afraid of clowns. Dude. I literally-
Clowns are
freaking
terrible.
retarded. I don't know
I
how
have them-
anybody can be scared.
I
of
have the
them.
movie It literally laying beside me right now. But,
I love it.
Nah,
It's terrifying.
yeah, I freaking love like the It movies and stuff.
Yeah, because
It's
they
not-
actually do
clowns.
make it creepy.
Yeah, clowns literally are not scary to me until like you watch like It or something, and then I don't get scared out in public of clowns. It's just like It would be creepy.
Yeah, because the fucking lore behind it is so damn messed
No,
up.
I don't know. Moms have just always made me so uncomfortable. They just make me cringe, and they just I don't know. I don't know
Because
what
they're
it is.
black.
about them. Okay.
Okay.
Yo, I'm not even
Thanks
gonna lie,
for
I
the
kinda
input.
forgot we was doing a podcast.
Bobby,
me
yeah,
too.
that's the point of it.
Probably for the better.
Yeah,
Hey,
it
we've been
is.
recording for 45 minutes, dude.
Yep. Okay, is that a good?
Oh, yeah,
I feel
awesome.
like that's a good ending
Oh, wait,
point.
no. Nah, dude. Like,
We'll
I
finish
don't
your
even-
story and then we should
What
probably
was my
end it
story?
because
I don't even remember.
you don't remember.
No, what was I saying?
Oh
You
no.
were talking about your freaking uncle or your brother
Oh yeah,
raising
yeah.
his children.
Yeah, so he doesn't.
Halloween.
He doesn't let them. He's not. He said he's not gonna let them have a gaming system. He hardly ever lets them watch TV, and whenever he does, he makes them watch that freaking Larry the Cucumber crap. You know what I'm talking about?
Veggie Tales.
Yeah,
He only lets them watch Christian propaganda.
yeah,
Nice.
yeah. Basically.
Nice.
Well, that's another thing. I don't think that you should raise your kids into a certain religion.
I think
Yeah,
it's okay to
it's just
start,
retarded.
but honestly, if they show
Yeah.
signs that they don't like it, then just let them be.
Yeah, like introduce
No,
them
I don't
to,
even think you should raise them into it. I think you should literally be like, all right, like.
Well, you should
I'm
give
not
them
gonna
at least a
force you to
basis
do
to
it.
I would
understand
like them
religion.
to allow
Yeah,
them
I mean,
to
yeah, you
dip
should
their
explain
toes
it
into
to
a
them.
common religion, like Christianity. That would, if you could, just show them, hey, this, okay, how do you like it? If they
You
don't
cut
like
out.
it, they don't have to.
I'm gonna get his audio.
Cutting out for me.
I'm gonna get his audio.
Okay, here, I'll get back closer. What I said was, just let them, like, you can raise them to literally be atheists. I don't care. I don't care what anybody does with their children. That's them. Until they start beating them, that's when I have a problem with it. But what I'm saying is, like,
Oh man.
God dang it. What I was saying was, if it was me at a young age, I would introduce them to the religion that's, very popular as of right now, which is Christianity. I take them to church, be like, hey, this exists. Let them know about it. Ask them, hey, do you want to go to Sunday church this week? Hey, do you want to go to Wednesday church? If they don't, that's fine by me. I don't care. If they do just to meet their friends, I don't care. I will take them there. But once they get older and they just like, nah, I don't really want to, then I don't care. I'm not going to force them to go to church, because that's forcing religion on somebody is the worst way to get them to be into that, because
Oh yeah.
you'd be there and you'd be like, oh yeah, I'm trying to get to heaven, but this shit's hell. It's like ridiculous.
Yeah.
That's the best
let me just
analogy I've ever
explain
heard.
this. Like, okay, so the people who are gonna be listening to this, they don't know anything about us, right?
No.
Yeah.
Alright,
They-
so
they don't
basically,
know.
we are all raised in a very, very small town that is literally all Christian. Like, there's no.
There's a very small
Yeah.
family of Buddhists.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
there's-
There's a Buddhist.
No,
they all
Raj is
moved here a
Hindu.
while ago.
Oh, whatever. Same.
Well, no, no,
I
but
don't
that's
know.
not what I'm talking about. There are Buddhists.
Yeah,
too.
same thing.
Same
Oh,
thing
are
with
they?
me.
Yeah, there's
Wait, are
another
they actually
group.
the
No,
same
they're
thing?
very different.
No, they're extremely different. If you look
Well,
into
anyway,
it,
yeah,
they have
I
big
mean,
differences.
Yeah, but that's literally that's literally just like 5 people. Just mute your mic. But like it's just like 5 people. But anyway,
Never mind.
where we live, it's just like it's just like 2,000, 3,000 just people who all just believe in like Christianity and stuff, and they all just force their kids into it, and they don't give them like any chance to view.
They don't
other
nurture
religions.
them. They don't
And you
try to.
They
literally
don't have their.
you
They
get
can't build their
shunned.
own opinion.
You get shunned around here if you have a different opinion, and it's like
Yeah.
really country around here, and it's just
I don't know if you could tell from our accents or not.
I hate
But
my accent.
I mean,
If you
honestly,
can,
I don't
like,
if you
even
can
notice
smell
my
the if you
accent.
can smell the country accent off of me, then I don't know. I don't like it.
honestly, to be honest, the topic of religion is something that I don't think we need to delve into anymore. Like past this, because like
Yeah.
it's
gonna get,
it's a hard
gonna get-
topic. It's a hard topic. It's
and
just
for
that simple.
public relations matters, we're not gonna get into that. I might even just cut this out. I don't know.
No, I'm gonna keep this. It's
Mom.
just like our opinion is the same pretty much. We're neutral. You do you.
Yeah.
That's it. And you know,
I've got my random question generator.
oh, well, we're kind of nearing 50 minutes.
Oh, okay. Well, you want to spend the rest of the 10 minutes answering random questions?
We don't need to get an hour. I don't think.
Don't do some like really boring crap.
Yeah,
It's
I feel
not.
like I think we've hit a good stopping point, to be honest.
No.
What do you want to talk about?
Stop taking away
Hey,
my
would you guys prefer to live in a city or like a really countryside place?
Suburb,
Field?
middle,
Oh,
neither.
Okay, this is the thing. I really like this topic because honestly, I don't know. Okay, like I said just a minute ago, I freaking like hate living around this like country place, but
I
at the
wouldn't
same
want
time-
to live in a city.
okay,
So suburb is a
no,
good idea.
no, okay, this is the way I see it. I hate like a lot of people around here just because they all think the same and they can't form their own opinions and they're raised up on straight tradition and nothing else. And that's the thing, since I have actually formed my own opinions and stuff other than them, that makes me different and I like it. But that would make me fit into a city more, but that's the thing, I kind of like being different around here, but in the city I would fit in more, and I don't know if I would like that. You know what I mean?
You're not an individual in a city. You're another number.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, suburb is where I feel like I'd fit best because I want a little more than I
So kinda
have
like-
at the moment.
Up in town, like where I work. Like some.
That would be
off-road
perfect,
area.
honestly. Like, just that kind of, just a
And
little
plus there's-
buzz around
And
it.
plus, the nearby like actual city kind of place has a lot of good job opportunities. Like my dad works there and he makes good money
Yeah.
out of it.
Jobs
so
are really hard
living
to
up-
come across
Living
here.
up there towards town would be a good idea, honestly. That's where
Like,
I've actually
that's-
planned on moving. If I don't move somewhere close to
I
home.
don't plan on going there. I plan on
Depends on
going a
how
little bit
much.
further through there, if you know what I mean.
Okay, what's your what's your view on like motorcycles? Like, would you ever plan on getting one?
No,
Well,
I'm not a big motorcycle guy. It's just not my thing. I think they're
Well,
really
okay,
dangerous.
Yeah, okay, that's what I usually hear about this. This isn't.
Well,
even
that's not a
okay,
reason
Bob.
not to do it. That's not a
I
reason
know.
not to do
Like,
it.
lots
It's
of
just
that
like
risks, like.
Yeah, I was.
Hey,
Yeah,
you have that
yeah. After you
perfect
said
flow.
that, like it made me think of a question. Would you guys rather? Okay, do you guys think you live more towards risk or do you stay safe?
I've been risky a lot recently.
Yeah, I've been risky too.
Like,
I've been
I think-
really risky.
Like me and
recently.
you could tell
Yeah,
each other.
no.
We've really been risking it recently, and I don't know
I mean,
why.
I can't freaking talk about it, but
Yeah, I know. We know. Either way, but what I'm saying is, I've ridden dirt bikes ever since I was like freaking 7. Like, 7 is like my boomer year. I freaking kicked off of kid status and I freaking went towards being an actual person. But I
I went
started riding
towards your
dirt bikes.
mom.
Oh wow, you're funny. I started riding dirt bikes and I freaking love dirt bikes.
Nice.
And I've ridden a motorcycle a couple of times and I freaking love the freedom that you feel on them and the pure horsepower sitting between your legs. It's so fun. And it's enough to outweigh the danger that I would still have so much fun. Because it can be dangerous, but as long as you've got a head on your shoulders, you can avoid most dangerous situations. But when you're in a crowded city and somebody pulls out in front of you and you're going 70 miles an hour, there's nothing you can do about it. Absolutely not a thing. But I would more than likely stay away from that stuff. All I want to do is ride around here in town because the views are prettier. You know?
Like
Yeah.
the legit,
Um,
it's just like
Ride down
I
back
just
roads,
couldn't see
blue-
myself doing it.
Yeah,
That's it.
so
I just see it's just a super fun and freeing thing to do in a pastime. It's
yeah.
great.
Okay, this is the thing. I like motorcycles because they're free, and whenever people say that they're like, oh, they're risky, they'll get you killed and stuff. Like, okay, I've always been kind of a risky person, and I'm kind of an adrenaline junkie, a little bit,
Yeah, same.
and
I can tell you that
Uh,
much.
I started I started watching like a lot of things about like risk
Moto
and stuff.
vlogs. Oh yeah.
No, and before I started watching all the crap about risk, like I was watching Rick and Morty, like I was rewatching Rick and Morty like about a year ago or something, and
Don't cringe.
this quote is actually from Rick and
It's
Morty,
hard not to.
and
It's hard not.
it's
I'm
like
having a hard time, bro.
to live is a risk at all, otherwise you're just an inert chunk of matter doing some. I don't remember what it is.
Drifting through the.
Yeah, drifting through the universe drifting wherever the universe blows you.
Who? I want Rick and Morty.
I watched like a few more episodes, and then I got to those few more episodes, and I just got to thinking about what he said. I was like, holy crap, like that's actually true. And then that was like a year ago. That was actually quite a long time ago. But here recently, I've been watching like a lot of things about risk, and there was this thing that was like, the riskiest thing to do in life is to not risk, because then you wouldn't live. It was something like that. And
Just true.
because if you think about it,
You can't live life without saying you've come
Yeah.
close to death.
yeah, because death, if you think about it, is what really inspires us to get out and do these things.
Because
Yeah.
we're afraid that with the time that we have on this earth,
Yeah.
that we're not gonna.
Yeah, because we've got
do anything we
to
want.
do these things while we can, otherwise we will never get to. And so you just gotta,
That can relate
you
back
just
to
gotta
every
live
topic
for
we've
the
had so
when
far.
when it comes to weighing out my like options of, I can live like not happy with myself that I never got to ever ride a motorcycle, like own one and care for one and experience what it's like, or I could take the risk of getting killed on one, but also having the
Be
best
happy.
fun in my
Yeah.
life and have like actually being happy with myself. So
I can tell that you just really care about motorcycles, because that's like,
Oh my
I
God.
swear, every time we get into a conversation, you bring up motorcycles.
I love
No, he nuts
motorcycles
over motorcycles.
so much.
My motorcycle is a skateboard.
Oh wow! Put a freaking 1000cc engine on that sucker. Going 180 on
skateboarding.
a skateboard.
Legit, what you described to me about motorcycles like translates perfect to me about skateboarding.
Yeah, you and your freaking J's and skateboarding. The wrong
s-
shoe line.
Like,
You-
okay.
No,
this is an
J's
example
are
about
skateboarding
how-
shoes. They're perfectly made for skateboarding.
This is an example about how I'm kind of an adrenaline junkie because I've always wanted to go skydiving, and I like done a lot of research like about a year ago. Actually, no, it was more than a year ago. It was probably 2 years ago. Did you guys know you can actually go skydiving? I don't know about in any other state, but around here you can go skydiving when you're 12 and up. You just, and from 12
My uncle
to,
looked into it.
From 12
Yeah,
to 18,
you've gotta get a
you have to get
parental
both parents'
consent
permission.
form
Yeah,
signed, though.
yeah, but
Which I doubt my parents would ever.
whenever I turned 18, my brother already told me he'd take me skydiving. So like literally, probably the day I turn 18, that's gonna be his gift to me, is what he said.
Okay. Well, I
Wait,
feel
is
like
that the same brother that raised his
No,
kids?
no, no, no.
I
completely
didn't
different.
think it would be.
They're like opposites. I'm more like that brother.
I think.
Wait, is that the
We've
brother
hit-
that banged our, the 8th grade math
God
teacher?
damn it!
Yeah.
God damn it!
The squirter story. You
What?
guys-
No! No,
we
not
can't say
her!
that. We can't say
Really?
that, right?
Yeah, I don't
Really?
want to say that.
Oh,
Really?
it might
I
change.
can't. First of all.
I think we've hit a good stopping point because we're heading into territory we can't talk about.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Kind of been
thank you
on the
for
border
joining
this whole
us.
time, though.
Yeah, really. Thank you for joining us for episode 1 of the Untitled podcast. If you like that name, please. I don't know, DM me or something, dude. Your mom. Alright? I love you
Alright.
people very much, and so do the rest of us.
Yeah, I
And
love you.
Make sure to keep
no
your
homo,
balls
socks
hydrated.
are on.
Make sure
know.
that they're not itchy.
Yeah, scratch your balls.
Yes.
Any little-
Scratch your balls.
Make sure to scratch
Any
your
comments,
balls.
Joseph?
He didn't have anything to say.